Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. My name is James Oliver Hacking III. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great Thursday. This is the 412th episode of the Immigration Answers Show. I'll be here for the next hour answering as many immigration law-related questions as I can. I know that my studio's over there, but I like sitting here with the sunlight. I don't know why. I like it better. I can see the people directly. We're going to be doing things differently in the studio. We're going to build a new studio downstairs, so we'll see how that turns out. But in the meantime, I really enjoy being here sort of closer in and being able to talk to all of you. I'm going to get straight to the questions, but before I do, I hope that you all could just leave us a little comment and let us know where you're watching from. Let us know how things are going in your world. We'll be back tomorrow for the last show of the week at 3 p.m. Central. 3 p.m. Central will be tomorrow's show. But like I said, we're going to get this started, and we're going to talk to Rita. Hello, Rita.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
I'm good. I wanted to find out about, I have a relative who came here as a student, and whilst he was at college, he worked without authorization and was found out. They arrested him and placed him in deportation. At the same time, he had submitted his asylum application.
At the same time or before?
Just before he got arrested, he had already submitted his asylum thing.
Okay.
It was denied because of the 1 year factor.
Okay.
So he was given withholding, and it's been about 25 years he's operated in that state. Now, he got married to a citizen about 4 years ago, but hasn't filed for a green card because he's not sure if he's eligible to do that due to the, when he checked in the citizenship box when he was looking for a job. So now he wants to know if he's able to apply for his 485 through marriage.
So there's a lot to unravel, but the way that it would work procedurally is he would file the I-130 petition, get USCIS to agree that it's a valid marriage, approve the I-130. Then he would go back to court and ask the judge to set aside, he has a deportation order. He's been ordered deported, but they've withheld application of that removal order because they share his fear of him going back home. So he's got to get the removal order set aside, and then he's got to apply for adjustment. So this is something we could help him with. It's totally possible, and he should start right away, because if Biden doesn't get reelected and some Republican does, like Trump, it's going to be a lot harder to do it. Then he should have started this right after he got married. But I mean, the fact that he waited 4 years will actually help. It'll make it seem more legitimate. But he should start on this yesterday.
Now, there is a second part to it.
Of course there is.
His marriage is still intact.
Dumbass. That's why he shouldn't have waited 4 years.
Yeah, because now they're having problems. They haven't filed for divorce or anything, but they're having problems. So the wife kind of moved out to her own little place and said she needed space whilst they work this thing out.
So it sounds like he missed his boat.
It wouldn't work for him to put in an application when they've got two separate addresses, even though they're still married. And the wife is prepared to still go through with this.
I mean, in theory, I'd have to talk to them, but that's a pretty tough sell. In theory, it could work, but this person makes bad decisions.
So maybe I will let him call your office.
Sure.
And you can at least get the hard facts from them.
And yell at them for waiting 4 years. Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Rita. Thanks so much for the call. See ya.
Bye.
All right. Let's head to HH. What do you say, HH? Hello, HH. Are you with us? I see an empty truck cab.
Can I turn off my camera?
I did it for you. Go ahead.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic too. You're doing a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
have just one question, sir. That my case is pending in court for removal procedure, and but my I-30 is under the procedure is going on. It's almost 9 months. My court date is on July 2024. So I was wondering if is I didn't get my I-30 processed. So what should I do? Like, what should I get ready, or what should I do in that case? Because if my court hearing is there and my I-30 is still under process, I don't understand what should I do.
Why are you in removal proceedings in the first place?
Because of the asylum,
So, how did you enter the United States?
B1, B2.
And then you applied for asylum,
Uh-huh.
and the asylum case was not approved by the asylum office, and you were referred to the immigration court.
That was in 2021. Yes, sir.
And did you get married after you got sent to the immigration court?
Yes, sir.
So that means you're going to have to meet a higher burden to show that your marriage is valid, because if you get married while in removal, they assume that you did it just to get a green card. So you have to do more to prove that it's a valid marriage. You understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if the I-130 gets approved before your court date, then you would just ask the judge to terminate. I mean, you need a lawyer, but you would ask a judge to terminate the deportation so that you can get your green card through USCIS and not tie up the courts anymore. And that would be good, because you want to get that taken care of, like I said, before Biden leaves office.
That's what I'm saying, sir. Like, as you
Oh,
said earlier, that like if Biden is in office, so I was wondering. That's what I'm saying. Like, if my court hearing date is in 24 July 2024, and it's already been 9 months that my case is pending with the USCIS I-30. So what if my I-30 interview is later than my court hearing?
is it your first court hearing?
Yes, sir.
Then you would go to court and show the judge your I-130 receipt notice, and they would probably postpone it. But what I would do is, on the 366th day after you applied, so in other words, 1 year and 1 day, since you need that I-130 approved, I would sue them to get the I-130 approved so that you have an approval notice when you go to court. This is the Shabazz problem. I don't know if you've seen Shabazz on here, but he's in the same boat as you. I would sue them to get them moving on the I-130. You can't do it now, but after 1 year you can do it. And then you'll have hopefully your approval notice in hand when you go see the immigration judge on your first court date on removal.
Thank you very much. I will do that. Definitely. I've been seeing Shabazz, but I'm not Shabazz. I will
Well,
not
I'm
go
glad.
to.
Well, that means you're listening to me, so I appreciate it.
I've been listening to you, and you're such a giving us that information that we immigrants needed in a way that God bless you and God bless your family. Second, sir, like, what if uh, can I request a code to like approve my I-485, or it has to go to the agency?
Do you have an I-45 on file?
No.
Yeah, so you can't file that 45. You could file it in immigration court, but that's not the best play. The best play is get the I-130 approved, get the judge to terminate proceedings, hopefully on your upcoming court date, and then file the 45 with USCIS. That's the play.
So it will be that the code will be, if I have the approved I-30, the court will be do it the termination at the same day.
What I would do if I were your lawyer and I got your I-130 approved, then what I would do is I would file a motion I would reach out to the Office of Chief Counsel. I would tell them, hey, HH has his I-130 approved. Here it is. Would you guys agree to a motion to terminate? Now, you might have heard people on the show say how hard it is to get, even Shabazz, how hard it is to get them to rule on that or to join in on that and all that stuff. So I would do that. But the nice thing is that you have the upcoming court date. And at that court date, the judge will say, what are we going to do on this old asylum case? And you're going to say, oh, Judge, there have been a lot. I would say there have been a lot of developments since then, Judge. HH has gotten his I-130 approved. We have a motion to terminate that's been pending for about 2 months. We haven't heard back from the government. And then the judge is going to go, government, what do you want to do? And they're going to be like, we'll agree to terminate. and then you go from there.
And then if it's uh, go through the I-485, it's gonna take maybe another year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so last question, my EADs for it's been pending for last like more than 12 months now. I applied for last year in July. My it was done. Finishing was end of last year, December, but till now I didn't get it. So shall I do something about it or still wait?
I would just wait I would just focus on the I-130.
Oh, all right. All right. Thanks a billion, sir. Thank you so very much.
Bye, HH. See you, buddy. All right, all right. I think I saw some good news in here. Let me see if I can find it. Chris has some good news. Finally received my green card yesterday. Thank you for all your help and the information you provided. Good job, Chris. Everybody's happy for you. Everybody's cheering. Good work. Let's say hi to Hugo. Hello, Hugo.
Hi, Jim. It's actually my future son-in-law's phone
It's all good.
computer.
All good. How you
Can you
doing?
take me? Good, thank you. Can you take me off the camera, please?
You are off the camera.
Thank you.
Sure.
I had a question. I'm going to just give you a brief history about my immigration history. About false claim to citizenship. I entered the U.S. under a G4 visa back in 1989.
Whoa.
And then, of course, I got a social security card because at that time you could get a social security card as long as you enter the U.S. legally.
Where were you working?
Actually, my mother was I got it through my mom,
Mm,
and she worked for the UN.
got it.
I aged out that same year, but before I aged out, I applied to go to school and I adjusted to a student visa.
Mm-hmm.
Then, what I did was, in my haste and not thinking straight, I corrected or I revised the social security card that I'm a US citizen to remove that work conditions. I know. I knew you would make that face. And I went to school, and while I was in school, I met my husband, and I dropped out of school. I was working out of status. We got married I met him in 1992. 91.
Okay.
We got married in 92.
Mm-hmm.
Had my son, and my husband petitioned for me in 93, the
He's
following year.
he's a U.S. citizen.
He's a US born citizen.
Okay.
And he petitioned for me in June, and I got my green card in September of 93.
Okay.
I did not apply for citizenship till 2011.
Okay.
And I got my citizenship ceremony in 2012.
So you're a U.S. citizen now.
I am a US citizen now. Now,
Okay.
my only problem is that, of course, when I was filling out the forms in my haste, I may have said, no, I did not claim I was a US citizen
Mm-hmm.
anytime during my stay in the US. My
Yep.
question is that if you do have any of your crazy presidents like Trump or DeSantis, and they try to do any kind of audit, am I in trouble?
Is this something that keeps you up at night?
After yesterday's show, yes.
Yeah. Well, the similarities are similar to yours and his. I mean, Trump did take resources from USCIS and create a broader fraud unit to go back and look at naturalization cases.
Okay.
I don't believe they got very far.
Okay.
I also think I would not spend too much time worrying about this.
Okay.
So your file is probably literally probably in a cave right outside Kansas City.
Okay.
So I don't think even if Trump gets reelected, they're going to have so much stuff going on, and it's going to be so crazy. I don't think you need to worry about. I certainly wouldn't lose sleep over this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've had one denaturalization case in my entire career, and it wasn't for a false claim. And now false claims are very serious, and it's a silver bullet to keep you from getting your citizenship. But I mean, I don't think people would think. I don't think USCIS. I think it'd be very easy if they decided to try to do it to get it because they would say that you misrepresent. But and again, I don't help people. like if you were asking me, Jim, I'm getting ready to file for my naturalization and you wanted to do that, I would have to tell you, no, you can't do that. Right.
Okay.
But now that it's been done, all I can do is tell you is I think it'd be very difficult for them to be able to even figure out the truth.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do.
So I
Yeah.
don't think you need to worry about this, and I hope I didn't freak you out.
No, not at all. I just wanted it, kind of like a peace of mind thing. Like, okay, because of course I never voted, I never claimed citizenship. It was only that one time that I did it to just remove the work condition, the unauthorized work conditions on my
Right.
social security
But
card.
that's a nut. Like if you had admitted that would
Yeah.
have kept you from your. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, good
that's the
luck.
only other thing. Thank you. One last question.
Sure.
My
Sure.
daughter is planning to get married. um, to her boyfriend right now is a Mexican citizen. He does
Sure.
come and go, visit us. Um, they just wanted to know what's the best way. He does work remotely. Obviously, I know that once they get married and he's in the US and he's looking to adjust in the US, he cannot work for that foreign company, correct?
Well, that's one of those issues where, and when you say he comes and goes, you mean he has a visa and he comes and goes.
I'm sorry, yes, he has like a 5 or 10 year visa. So he's been coming, like he's been here 3 times already.
So
And
the law hasn't really caught up with technology. So there's a real question as
mhm,
to whether or not working for your home country while in the United States and getting paid back in your home country constitutes unauthorized work in the United States.
okay.
I have my own thoughts on that. I would be pretty aggressive, but of course I'm not the one who ultimately decides. But also, if he worked without authorization, the fact that he married a US citizen, it would be forgiven.
So if we were to approach your office and should I come on the show first and ask to file the paperwork or call directly your office and see about getting the paperwork done? Because now that immigration, the process is so tedious.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
don't know if,
Just email him and say my future son-in-law is Hugo. I was on talking to Jim at about the 12-minute mark on Thursday, and then we'll go from there.
and this way and I can call the office directly, correct? Or
Or you
send
can
you an
email. Or you can
email
email.
you.
Yep.
And he can also, this is the last question, he can also wait 5 years and then he doesn't need my daughter, who's a US born citizen, to come to the interview if he goes for his citizenship after
Why,
marriage.
why are you worried about that? Because of you?
No, well, yeah, because no, I mean, we could use my husband too, but it's me because I make more money if I was to be a joint sponsor.
But you're jumping over issues. So why are you worried about the 5 year for the citizenship? Why wouldn't he just go on the 3 year rule?
I'm just saying that because doesn't he have to prove like, they're still in love and married and
Yeah, but
she has to come.
that's worth it. That's worth it to get. I mean, he's gonna have to do it for the 751 anyway, so I wouldn't sweat that.
Oh, okay.
That's no reason to wait.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
You never know what we're going to talk about on the Old Immigration Answer Show. This is episode number 412 of the show. Very happy to talk to that nice lady. She was very nice and very pleasant. Interesting story. We have offices in San Diego, California, and Washington, D.C. We're trying to get our reviews up. So if you could leave us a 5-star review on Yelp because they don't like us there, or on our YouTube or on our Google channel, Google My Business. If you go to reviewhackinglaw.com, you can do that there. Next up, we're going to talk to Klojan. Klojan, how you doing?
Hi, Jim. I'm good. Can you hear me?
I got you. Go ahead, my friend.
All right. I have some question, please, and then I need your answer.
Okay.
I'm from Albania, and 10 years ago I got divorced because I was married, and from this marriage I have a kid, and my kid he moved on here in St. Louis with his mother, and I got a visitor, and I came the 4th of August. I'm gonna be here till the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, because I cannot handle every time come and go back and forth, and this is a lot of expensive from Albania up to St. Louis.
I'm sure.
And I want to know, am I have right to apply for a green card, or which one is the best way? How to, because I want to stay close to my child. That's why.
You're talking about a green card based on the fact that you're the father of a U.S. citizen, or some other way?
Uh, which one is the best way? Because I want to stay close with my child. That's why. This is all my reason.
But you're not married to the child's mother, right?
No, we are divorced.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
And the kid's a U.S. citizen?
The kids got green card. The green card, no? Only the green card they got already, because they have 2.5 years already here.
Interesting. Okay, so that kid can't sponsor you for a green card until they're 21.
He can't.
Mm-mm.
Or he can? No,
He cannot.
he cannot. Yeah, I understand.
So
But
I think you're. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah. But how about, for example, I have friends and people here who can sponsor me.
What is your occupation?
Occupation is to stay close to my child.
Sorry, what's your job?
My job. Sorry, my job. I'm working on the construction right now and deliver and installer equipment stuff for the kitchen, hotels, and restaurants.
So
I have many skills. I mean, I'm a barber as well, with part-time job where I am now.
So it'd be hard to work. It'd be hard to get a green card to stay based on that. It's not impossible, but it's very, very hard, and it would be expensive for the employer. We could talk about it if you want. If you want to have a meeting with the people that want to sponsor you, but it's going to be a pretty tough sell, especially once they figure out you have a U.S. citizen kid or a green card holder kid in the United States. They're going to figure out that you're trying to just be with your kid, that you're not really coming here to work.
I'm trying just to be with my kid because I cannot handle. It's quite expensive, the tickets, and to come here to stay in the hotel. So right now, for this time, I paid already around to $5,000 for 15 days. It's too much for me, I mean.
Well, you can email us if you want, but it's going to be pretty hard to get a work green card based on construction or haircutting and that kind of stuff. Not impossible, but very hard.
I got you. All right. This is my question, and you give me the right one. Thank you very much.
Bye, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see ya. All right. Let's say hi to Jamal. What do you say, Jamal?
Hi, Mr. Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Can I be off camera if you don't mind?
All set. Go ahead, my friend.
All right, sir. So my question is, so I'm a green card holder, sir, and I got my green card on 2020 January. I got the condition based on marriage to my wife, to my U.S. citizen wife, and I applied for the 10 years green card before the 2 years, 3 months before the 2 years ended.
Sure.
So that was so I applied on October 2021, and until now I'm still waiting for, it's still delayed. I called your office. I applied for that delay lawsuit, and the first 60 days has expired, and the immigration said that they still needed 3 months. So now, and they gave us another deadline, which is the 2nd of October.
That's good.
So
that's good, because if they don't ask for an extension, then they file a motion to dismiss and nothing ever happens. So that means they want to work on your case. That, I know you don't want to wait extra time, but that's a good thing.
Okay, that's a good point. All right, sir. And one more question I have, sir. I have issue with my wife back on 2022 on April. So there was we were involved in argument where the police showed up. I got arrested for 2 hours. After that, I got released. And I had a case which was pending since April 2022, right? And I called your office to apply for citizenship, but someone advised me not to apply now until they make a decision on that case. So 4 days ago, I got a call from the lawyer, from my attorney, saying that okay, the general attorney, or the attorney,
Prosecutor. Yeah.
yeah, he declined the charges, and it's like it was dismissed. So I got an official email. It was forwarded to me by my lawyer, and the case is over now. So I don't know, like, should I go ahead and apply for my citizenship or wait for that delay lawsuit to end? I don't know what to
Well,
do.
I mean, I just made a video the other day. I don't know if it dropped yet. I think it might have, which was like, should I file my N400 to push my 751 forward? And I think there's an argument to be made. Now you have the lawsuit on file. So if you have a lawsuit on file, I'd probably wait and see what happens with the 751. And then once that's over, if the charge is completely gone, which it sounds like it was, then I would go ahead and apply at that time. You got enough money riding on immigration right now. I would just chill for a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah, that's cool, sir. And I have one last question, sir. So is that the email that was forwarded by my lawyer, is that a good proof for the immigration when I'm going to, like, at the time I want to apply for citizenship? Is that a good proof?
Well, I don't know what's in the email, but it wouldn't just be an email from the attorney. You would need the disposition from the court. You would need some kind of a case dismissed kind of an entry from the court, to making it clear that it's not just your attorney saying it, it's something actually from the court.
Okay, should I get it from the court though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great, sir. All right, Mr. Jim, that was my question, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much for what you've been doing.
Bye, Jamal. See you, buddy.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Salman is here. What do you say, Salman?
Hey, hi Jim, how you doing?
I'm great.
Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, I was just good. Thank you for joining again, inviting me into the group. So actually, I was remember last week I spoke with you, if you remember, about I-485 I applied for, and you asked me to apply for advanced parole, like I-130, I-131, and I've sent the documents. Even though I applied for the I-485 without that, I recently did it on Monday. Like Monday, I applied for, I filled all the documentation needed for that and the application form and stuff. So everything is filled up, and I sent them, and I see that they received the document on Tuesday too. So as I send it, expressed like shipment, and they received it. I can see the confirmation from them. So I did not receive any notice yet. So I was just wondering, Jim, how many days do you think, or they'll respond? Any idea on that?
I don't spend any time thinking about that.
Oh, so will they send me like a EAD copy?
It's gonna be a couple weeks. You'll get a receipt notice. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and I applied for I-765 together to get a EAD card. I did not have an EAD card. I forgot to send the 765 with 485 form. Like when I applied for it, I sent all the required documents, but I forgot to send I-765. But later when I applied the parole, when you said like advanced parole I-131, so I put the 765 and the 135 in the same document, and I sent the same file, and I sent it over. So do you think I'll get an EAD, like as you're saying, like in weeks, that the receipt notice?
The receipt notice in a couple weeks, yeah.
Okay, and the EAD card, any tentative date, do you think?
I have no point of reference, because it's very unusual for me, at least, for the filing of the 765 to not be with the 45. So what I've heard on this show for some of those people is they've actually gotten it somewhat quicker, but I just don't know. There's no way to predict.
Okay, all right. So hopefully I'll just wait for some more days. Just thought of quickly, getting onto the call and see, like as you suggested, I did it for the parole. But I'll look forward to talking to you more then. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
All right,
Thank
see you, Salman. Yep. What's up, Mohammed?
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Good. I just wanted to thank you for what you're doing and taking my call. And second thing, I wanted to share good news with you. I'll be quick. As you remember, I spoke to you last week. I was thinking to sue the USCIS for my citizenship case. I had delayed in my oath ceremony to be scheduled.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I waited a month and a half just in this, and about 4 months from my interview was in March, and I waited on just to be scheduled for an oath for about a month and a half. So in total, like 5 months. So finally, I got the notice last week for the oath ceremony, and it's
Nice.
scheduled in September 7. And as if you remember, I had a name change. I made my name shorter.
Yeah.
So it's correct, like you said, it's in court, because here they do it in court and in office. So it's gonna be in court. It's gonna be in front of the judge. I see the notice in front of the judge. So I just wanted to share this good news with you, and thank you for all your help.
Congratulations.
So thank you. I appreciate it. Thank
Good
you.
work.
So I guess like this, there is no need to do anything. Just go to the ceremony, and I'm good to go, right?
Bring your green card and make sure you can say no to all the questions on the back of that form. But we're all happy for you. Thanks, Mohammed.
Thank you, Jem. I appreciate your help. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Right. Lizzie's here. What do you say, princess? You're on mute.
Good afternoon. No, good evening, Uncle Jim and everyone. How are you?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm okay. Sorry, just give me 30 seconds. Apologies.
Sure. You want me to come back?
I'm just going to my car.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm back with you. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can. Did you have your interview yet?
Yes, I had my interview.
How was it?
The end of last month.
How'd it go?
Can you hear me still?
Yeah, you sorted out there for a minute. How did your interview go?
Well, the thing is, it went well.
Good.
That's great. I'm surprised in terms of how effective they were in the London office.
You're breaking up a little bit. I just heard something about the London office and that it got approved.
Okay, hold on. Let me put my hotspot on. Let's see if that will work. Sorry about that.
No worries. So this is, if I remember correctly, this is a national interest waiver EB2 green card application.
Yes, so it's EB2 NIW.
Yeah. Cool.
And so I had the interview the end of Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can. It broke up there again for a minute.
Okay. Sorry, I'm done hotspot. So I had the interview end of July. In the London office, it was for EB2 NIW, which I filed by myself. And yeah, so I got approved the same day, but I didn't get a white slip or anything, so I was a bit confused, but it's fine. The interview was very weird.
Tell me about it, because actually I've never talked to anybody that had a national interest waiver immigrant visa interview. How long was it? How did it go? What was it like?
Sure. So my timeline, I filed November 2021, got approved. Well, I had an RFE, April 2022, got approved December 2022, went to NVC Feb 2023, became DQ'd April 2023.
Yeah.
Got sent an interview notice in May 2023 for an interview in July 2023. So it's taken just shy of 2 years, literally.
Yeah. And how was the interview itself?
It was strange. Because the way I'm talking to you is literally how the interview went. It was literally a chit chat. So that really surprised me, because I was expecting to, as you kind of gave me some tips, to like come prepared with like the 3 prongs.
Yeah.
And so I had 2 windows. So, you have one where you give your documents to the first guy. Then the second guy, he asked me literally 4 questions, and that was it.
Nice. That's great.
And it was just a big surprise, because I was expecting more questions. I had my head down. Then he's like, "Congratulations." I'm like, "Huh? What do you mean?"
That's great.
And then I tried to give him a sheet of paper, because I made a letter in terms of other things I have done since I applied. Like I'm starting an extra, I'm doing my second master's right now and so forth. And he said he doesn't need any of it. He doesn't want any of it. He said as long as CBP have approved it, then I'm good to go. So I was like, oh, okay.
Awesome. So when are you coming?
This is a question I have for you, just to make sure what I want to do is okay. I'm planning to come the end of this month for 1 week, to look at my apartment, set up bank accounts, get a mobile phone, and all these admin stuff, and then I want to come permanently next month.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Because I've read online that it can take 90, 120 days to get the SSN card and the green card, and I don't want to just sit there for maybe 3 months.
Right, but that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about if you leave that you don't get the green card because something gets screwed up. What address did you use for your DS-260, and how did you handle that?
Oh, okay. So I use I have a pastor in America, so I used his address for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you're asking me, Jim, what would you want me to do? I'd want you to stay here till you get your green card.
Okay. Because I have the stamp in my passport, am I allowed to work with that? Because I've read online I need an SSN still though to work.
The SSN usually comes pretty quickly, but most employers won't let you work with just the stamp, even though legally you could.
So that could be 3 months without working.
Could be.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I will have to
happy
rethink my
for you.
plan then.
Keep us posted, okay?
But yeah, just to remind you. Yeah, just to remind you, my EB2 wasn't a STEM subject. It was a accounting, which is like
I remember.
It's not non-STEM. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.
And I filed without a lawyer as well.
I know you did. Good work. See you, Lizzie.
It's over. Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Jim.
Bye-bye. All right. Let's say hi to Keshav. Keshav, how are you?
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. So can I be just off the camera for the bit?
Go for it.
Okay. So, yeah. So, Jim, I came to the United States last year in June on L1B visa from my company. And my max out date is 2027. So as I understand that on L1B, I cannot live beyond 2027. So I'll have to change my visa status from either L1B to H1B or whatever case may be. So my question was, suppose if I file for my green card right now, if my employer agrees that if they can file for my green card right now, will I be saving any kind of time? Suppose another case is, suppose I get picked up in the lottery, again, keeping my fingers crossed, and I get picked up in the lottery in the year of, say, 2026. So will I be saving some kind of time, maybe 3 years from now, if the same I-140 application can be used for the, the same I-140 application that was filed while I was on L1B, can the same application be used for H1B as well?
No, those are two totally different things.
Okay.
I-140 is an employment-based visa green card application, and H1B is a temporary non-immigrant or dual intent visa. So those are two different forms, two different processes. You can do both. And what country are you from?
India.
Yeah, so I would wait to do the H1B until you get closer to the end, although you got to go through the lottery. So yeah, I would start trying to switch over to an H1B as soon as I can, unless the employer is willing to get started with the green card process right away.
Okay, so yeah, I had the same question. Like, since the EB2 or the EB3 category for people from India, that's a long wait time. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to reduce the wait time. So I had a thought, like, if my green card process is filed right now versus if I'm on H1B after 3 years, just in case, so will I be reducing the priority date?
The sooner you file is the sooner the earlier the priority date you have. There's no way to make it earlier other than by filing. So the H1B doesn't impact that at all.
Okay, so like I still did not get. Yeah, I get.
What I'm saying is, if you want to get things moving on being able to stay in the United States permanently, you should ask the employer to file the I-140 as soon as possible. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so as soon as possible, since currently I am on L1B, so my question was, like, literally this was my question, that can the same application be used? Like, will the same priority date be used in H1B as well? Suppose.
H-1B has nothing to do with it. H-1B doesn't have a priority date. H-1B is completely unrelated. If you want to start the process to get your green card at the earliest possible date, you would want the employer to file the I-140 tomorrow.
Okay.
Whether you are on an H-1B or not has no impact. Now you should, when you're, if the employer starts the green card process now, that's all you need. That's all you need. But at the end of your L1, I would ask the employer if they'd be willing to sponsor you for an H-1B. You can stay on just your pending I-140 if it's been approved or if it's pending, but it's not any kind of, well, and actually you'd have a problem because you wouldn't be able to file the 485 because you're from India. So the long and the short of it is the H-1B, you might need to do it for other reasons, but it doesn't do anything for your priority date. Your priority date's your priority date. The date you file your H-1B has nothing to do with what your I-140 priority date is.
Okay. So just to take a random date, say my company agrees to file for a green card and my I-140 gets approved, and my priority date is after, say, 12 years from now, which is 2035.
Why would your priority be from 12 years from now? Your priority date is the day that you file the I-140.
Okay.
Your priority date isn't when they approve the I-140. Your priority date is the day you filed the I-140.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So the priority date will remain the same even when I've switched to H1B?
Yes.
Okay. So it's beneficial to file the green card as soon as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, I think,
Thanks, Keisha. See you, buddy.
Okay, thank you so much, Jim. Have a great day.
Yep, you too. Tim is up next. What do you say, Tim?
Hi, how you doing, Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, not so great. Yesterday, I'm headed back to São Paulo, Brazil, where my wife is at, and we had a connecting flight, but we didn't have enough time to get to, so they delayed us overnight. But on the way to try to catch that connecting flight, me and my son fell down the escalator, and I busted up my knee. They actually had to call 911 and everything. So
that's.
But
which airport?
Orlando.
That's too bad. Sorry what happened.
Yeah, that's okay. But my question is about I filed for my wife Sonia to come on a spousal visa, and they actually just 2 days before we were going to leave, they actually took it from the first part from the NCIS to over to the NVC. I don't know if I'm saying those things right, but anyway,
I know just what you mean. Okay,
so they're in the process of doing that, and my question is though, because I'll have to do the affidavit of support.
Okay.
And I forgot to look at it recently because I have a son who's sleeping right here with me. But when I looked at it last time, I knew my because I'm on disability because I have no stomach. I had a bunch of surgeries done, so I can't work because of it. But I'm on Social Security disability, and I made enough when it was just me and my wife because I forgot to look at it again for it being 3 people.
Right.
And so I think I'm off on what they need by like about 6,000 somewhere roughly. But my question is, I have a house that I still owe about 85,000 on it, but it's valued at like 200 and something thousand. So I have a lot of equity in it. The only thing is I still got to iron it out with my ex-wife. I get to keep it, but we just didn't get her off of it yet. But my question is will I have to get a co-sponsor? Because I saw something on there about that if you have a house that as long as the value of it in the equity is, I think, 3 times the difference, which would be that 6,000. So that should be 18,000 if I'm thinking correctly, unless I'm wrong on what I was reading.
So, in our experience and what our recommendation is in a situation like that would be to just find a co-sponsor, to get them to pay attention and to do the math and to figure out the value of your house. They don't like to do that. And they would probably send you a request for evidence and you would just have to get a co-sponsor anyway. So I would suggest you do that on the front end, not on the back end. On top of that, the fact that you don't own it outright, that it's still in the name of your ex-spouse, is problematic for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're not the sole owner, so I don't think they would count it. And number two, it hurts your overall marriage case because it demonstrates connection still to your ex-wife. So for lots of reasons, I would just get a co-sponsor.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah, I was just wondering because like I said, I'm headed back to Brazil because she wanted me to help her fill out with the DS6 or 260 and whatnot. So that's why I'm actually gonna be down there. So I wasn't sure because I was hoping to stay with her until she was able to come back up. But I guess if I get a co-sponsor, I'm not sure if I'll have to come back to the States to help them. Who I would talk to or whatnot.
Well, I mean, you'll file all that stuff electronically, but yeah, you're going to want to nail that down who your co-sponsor is going to be because you're going to need all their tax returns, their W-2s for the last 3 years as well. So there's some work there for sure.
But okay, but I could potentially talk them through it though if I was still in Brazil. I wouldn't necessarily have to do it all for them, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking because she's she's also dealing with thyroid cancer. So because she had surgery right before me and my son came. She's a nurse down there, so luckily there was some people to stay with her because I came back to try to resolve the stuff with the house and everything. Because it has to do with I have a loan through USDA and it's really complicated. And my ex is willing to be taken off of the house, but they have a process that they have to go through where they want a quit claim deed and stuff like that on that. And she wasn't willing to do that though. She was only willing to give them a paper saying that she's being willing to take it off of it. And so I sent that to the USDA and they got to do a review on it and see if I meet that 41% income to debt ratio. So, and then if I do, I keep the house. If not, I guess I have to either keep it with her for a while on it until I could refinance or whatever. I'm not sure. But I guess if I sold it, then
Thanks,
yeah.
Tim.
Thank you.
See you, buddy.
So,
all right, Eli is here. What do you say, Eli? You're on mute, my friend.
I'm sorry for that. It's the second time I see you, Tim. How you doing? Awesome. So then I have an EB2 approved, the form I-140. I submitted for 485, 765, and the travel permit back in March. I had my biometrics appointment yesterday, so it's completed. But then I called USCIS, and they were telling me basically that the wait time to get the work permit, it'll be around 8 months. What happened is this. Well, I have two childs. They're American citizens. Yeah. One of my child, well, she's in Nicaragua. She's overseas with her mom. She's my wife. And my son, my oldest son, is here. Yeah. So then I wanted to ask you if there's a way to, I don't know, if we can make this, a bit quicker because I have, let's say obligations to them. And I wouldn't like to, basically have all this time without being able to legally work here because I'm still waiting. I have financial means, but I know that, 8 months from now, it might be a strain.
Here's what I'll say, Eli. If I were in charge, I would just give you your work card, right? But USCIS, there's a bunch of people in line ahead of you. Mm-hmm. And almost every one of them needs to work in order to provide for themselves or their family. Mm-hmm. So most requests to expedite are denied. So while you're certainly free to make the request, I don't think you should get your hopes up because I don't think they're going to grant it.
Okay. All right. And this is not for me. Like, this is for a friend. Is there a way to to from if you have an asylum pending case, is there a way to change your status to via 485, like to change a request, a change of status? Let's say if this person gets married, or I don't know, is that possible, or she has to wait?
If they married a U.S. citizen, it might be possible. If they try to do it through employment, it's going to be very difficult. So really, it's only if they're married to a U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay, awesome. Thank you.
Bye, Eli. See you, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Mario. What do you say, Mario?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, I have one question. I have one friend. He was in London, and the girl was in USA. Basically, he wasn't divorced, but they met online and they fell in love. Then the girl knows all the scenario that he's not divorced, and but she doesn't want to tell the family, and they decided, okay, the divorce matter is on the court. Sooner or later, that will be fixed. So,
wait, hold on. This sounds interesting. Let me make sure I get it. So, I've got a foreign national in England. He's legally married to somebody. He's
in England.
In England, he's in the process
but
of divorce.
That was separated divorce. Yeah,
the divorce is pending. He meets someone in America. They become friendly, and she wants to tell her family that he's already divorced or what?
Yeah, so she doesn't want to tell. The girl knows all the story, and they trust each other. They fell in love.
Yeah.
But that if they tell, the girl said, if she tell the family, my family maybe not agreed to get married with the divorcee. So that's why they didn't. She doesn't want to.
She didn't want to tell the family that he'd ever been married before.
Yes.
Okay.
So last year, then she got the marriage permission, and in there she mentioned that the guy is single. So in June 22, he went on ESTA. He got married. It was proper marriage, family involved in the mosque. They did the marriage. On the marriage certificate, it's written single. Then he came back.
And they recorded it with the government?
Well, they given to the on the mosque, but then they not.
When I got married at the mosque, Imam Noor, he had the marriage certificate. He filled it all out, and then he recorded it with St. Louis County. Did they do that, or was it just a religious only marriage?
No, it was proper marriage with the certificate, and they got the certificate as well.
Okay.
And I think then mosque gave automatically sent to court. They told me they not pursue anything, but mosque sent automatically to court, and they registered there.
And so on the day that they got married, he was still legally married back in England?
Yeah, it was separated, but the case was in the court.
Okay, this doesn't sound good. Okay.
So then he came back, and then now the girl, he visited a couple of times. Now the girl is pregnant. So now they are in the situation that he have to move there. The girl earns the money. She have like not poverty line 40K or something, whatever the limit is there. So she earns that money.
Is the divorce final?
Divorce final this month, luckily.
Okay.
So now the divorce is final in England. So now someone told them, because already you registered as a single there, so that marriage is not valid. So you have to remarry again.
That's one reason it's invalid. The other reason it's invalid is because he wasn't free to marry. So the first marriage was completely invalid. It was if it's not a real marriage because he wasn't free to marry.
So what they can do now in this situation? Now the divorce is final. He wants to
move
there.
No, you said the divorce wasn't final. You said the divorce will be final this month, or now.
Yeah. Now means now what they can do moving forward. So now the girl is pregnant. He want him there. He wanna move there. I want to do the adjustment of status. So how they can fix this?
So they have to get married.
So he have to go again.
It doesn't have to be in America, but they have to go somewhere and get married.
Okay, but even if they do in America, so what about the marriage which was before and the marriage certificate which they have already? Do they have to divorce that, or this will be automatically finished?
I think the cleaner thing to do would be to get that annulled because it was void.
Okay.
This is going to depend, though, Mario, on the laws of each state, right? So
They are in Maryland, Baltimore.
So then they probably need to talk to a family law attorney, not an immigration lawyer. They need to know under Maryland law if that marriage was invalid or not. I'm 99% sure that it was, but I'm not licensed in Maryland and I'm not a family lawyer, but I think the marriage was void. So if the marriage was void, then to me, what I would do is I would go to a different county. So if they got married in Baltimore, I'd go to the next county over and do it there. But even if they went back to Baltimore County and said, hey, we just figured out that our prior marriage was invalid, we need to get married again, then they'd have to get married again. But this is going to piss some people off, because if everybody's Muslim, they're going to know Muslim people most likely usually don't get divorced, and they're going to figure out that the baby was conceived while he was still married to the person in England. So this is an approvable case, but it's a hella messy case.
You're right. Yeah. So of course they don't believe in polygamy and all this stuff.
Well,
but
that's the $1 million problem. The $1 million problem is they think that this Muslim guy just was playing fast and loose and trying to live the Islamic high life by having a wife in England and a wife in America.
Yeah, but that's how divorce papers and all that sorted their matters. So that's a good thing.
I believe you, but it just fits this narrative that they're going to sort of hit him over the head with.
Okay. So what should we do? What means in this situation? So they have to go to another state, do another marriage.
Another state, just another county. So just
another county.
Go to Baltimore. Just play it straight and go to Baltimore and say that other marriage was invalid. Here's the divorce decree. Now we're legally divorced, and now he can get married, and then get a new. They got to get married.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't just do it at the courthouse with two people there. You got to make a big deal out of it again, and they're gonna have to explain all this shit at some point.
Okay.
I think they probably need a lawyer's help, I would say.
Okay, so they need that waivers things in that as well, you think?
Probably not a waiver, no.
No, okay.
No, but they're gonna have a lot of explaining to do.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Mario. See you, buddy. All right, Michael and Fiona, are you there?
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for having us. Actually, I'm on the phone. I'm on the call with Jim. Yes. I'm so sorry. I just was about to get some ice cream, but I'm here listening to her outside announcement. And first, before I start asking you any questions,
can you hold the phone up by your mouth? It keeps dropping.
Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can just take my AirPods out, because maybe that's the problem.
Okay, that'd be great.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Awesome. So first I must say thank you for having this program. It's really, really great for persons who really don't know what they're doing and is trying to do everything on their own. It have been helpful. So currently we have filed in July on the 4th family green card, I-130 and so on for myself and for my daughter.
So you're a foreign national and you're married to a U.S. citizen.
That's right. I'm a Jamaican, and we have been married for 2 years. But what happened is we got back. We sent everything. We sent everything that they wanted, but they still asked for a joint sponsor. So basically, they're saying the form that I got back said maybe I didn't fill out the form properly, or he just did not make enough. But I know I did all the calculations correctly, so I just thought that I didn't do the form properly. So what I'm asking is, do I need to send another the I-6, is it the I-864? Do I need to send another one of the petitioner's, my husband's, I-864 form along with the joint sponsor? Or I just need to submit the joint sponsor's information all over again?
It's hard for me to say because I don't see the RFE, but how much did your husband make on his taxes last year?
Okay, so I could say 45 for one of his job, but if I should calculate everything that I submitted for all his other, like he worked 2 other separate jobs, it would tally to 65,000, and it's just the 3 of us. So I know, based on the I-864P form that I looked at, I know we were way above.
Did you submit all the W-2s and everything demonstrating his income?
Everything. And they said, like the letter said, based on the documents submitted, we could not determine that the petitioning sponsor on whatever is qualified. In order to be qualified, the sponsor must the petitioning sponsor form I-864 must be properly completed and signed. So I just thought that was the reason, like I did something wrong. I don't know.
Sounds like it.
But then at the end of it says, if you decided to obtain a joint sponsor, you will need, and then, it gave us a list of things that we would need. So I'm not sure if we got to send his original form along with the joint sponsor, or
If
we
you're
just
going
send.
if you're going the joint sponsor route, then you just need to make sure that you fill out that form correctly and get them all the documents, because then in my experience, they then sort of stop focusing on his stuff and just look at the joint sponsor.
Awesome. That's what I thought.
You don't need to resend if you're not going to fight over your belief that he qualifies on his own, then the whole shooting match is about the co-sponsor.
Hell no, I don't want to fight that. They already decide that, so I'm not even trying to figure out why they didn't. I'm just trying to move forward with the joint sponsor.
I think that's smart.
Yeah, so thank you, Jim. So,
You got
and the next question, I have one more. So they said, along with that, it said I should do a medical, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't send anything for my daughter. She has a different case number. So I'm trying to understand, does this medical they're asking for, if it's just for me, or she should be sending her medical as well?
That's a good question. I should know the answer to that. I think generally they do need a medical for the kid too, I think.
Right. She's 9 years old. So, but they didn't send anything on her file. It's like everything is just saying, let me see what it just said.
Do you got a receipt notice for her file, but no RFE?
Exactly. They said they receive and they're working on it or something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but they didn't ask for anything for her. It's just me.
Then I would probably just sit tight.
And we did the biometrics and everything already.
I'd probably just sit tight for now.
And just do my medical and send it in without hers.
Yep. I got to go, Fiona.
Thank you. Thank you so
Good
much,
luck.
Jim.
You got it. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. I got to run to another meeting. Juli and I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central. If you have 60 seconds and could leave us a 5-star review, we'd appreciate it. Review hackinglaw.com. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Last show of the week tomorrow from 3 to 4. Peace. Bye, Juli.